If you like this video, please click on the like button. Comment with the names of the movies you would like us to cover next. Click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified of our latest creations. We cover 100 movies from around the world every day. To advertise with our channel, reach out to us. Our contact information is on our channel page. Now, let's move to the plot of this movie.
Nobita. Heard by Dekisugi. Summarizing Thomas More's Utopia describes a fantasy land where people live happily without pain or conflict after school, asking Doraemon to help him find that ideal country, but ignored because he was sorting out his gadgets to throw his Anywhere door and other gadgets into a four-dimensional recycling throw bag. He ran to the mountain behind the school and was startled when a blue bug landed on his nose, pushed it aside, and saw something in the sky in the shape of Utopia. Doraemon immediately searched the timeline for information about this phenomenon, thanks to the Time Report. Then, the group of friends gathered on the mountain behind the school began to search for Utopia with the Zeppelin time airship from time to time. Confirmed above. Nobita's band spent an entire day playing and searching for Utopia, but to no avail. That night Nobita saw the so-called Utopia he had seen before. The group of friends let the airship approach, but the group was covered with dark clouds and was suddenly ambushed. The next morning, the fellowship wakes up. Sonia, the perfect robot cat, apologizes to the group for the raid last night. He also tells the group that they are in Paradapia, an ideal country similar to Utopia, just as Nobita had requested. At Nobita's insistence, Sonia took his group of friends to the cathedral to ask them to let the three sages Sai, Polly, and Kulti, the creators of Paradapia, stay in Paradapia, and he was accepted. Every day, while Nobita, Shizuka, Jian, and Sunio go to the academy to be more perfect like the residents there, Doraemon helps Sonia patrol all of Paradapia. Sonia reveals his past to Doraemon as a pet companion cat who was abused and neglected by his former owner before meeting the three sages. One night Nobita discovered that a few days ago a stranger had entered Paradapia. The stranger went to the cathedral to attack the three sages but was stopped in time thanks to a notification from Sonia, Doraemon, and Nobita. The stranger, who turned into a bug, followed Doraemon and Nobita and was then taken away by Hana, a girl from the same academy class as Nobita. When the two learn that the stranger is Marimba, a 22nd century female bounty hunter, she accuses them of ruining her plan. Marimba is a bounty hunter teamed up with the Time Police, who was hired to rescue Hana and wanted to arrest Dr. Ray, who actually created the so-called Paradapia. Thanks to Hana's guidance, she managed to infiltrate Paradapia. Hana reveals to Doraemon and Nobita the secret of the Paradapia resident certificate badge, which can change from crescent to sun according to each person's clarity, which is actually a tool for brainwashing the inhabitants there. Then reveals her entire coat of arms in disguise to avoid the eyes of the three sages. And Nobita's brainwashing didn't work quickly because of his special constitution. At first, Nobita didn't want to believe Marimba, but then he found out that his friends had been gradually brainwashed. According to Marimba's plan, Doraemon and Nobita awaken Shizuka, Jian, and Sunio to follow them, but fail as they are brainwashed. The trio returns to the Zeppelin time airship and discovers that it has not been repaired as Sonia claimed. They continued to repair the aircraft while using the sound absorber to block out the noise. But the group was discovered when the aircraft was about to be repaired because Nobita dropped its sound pipe. However, the trio immediately opened the time portal to go into the future. but were followed by Sonya and his patrol team and brought back to Paradapia. At Paradapia's headquarters, Doraemon and Nobita learn of his intention to absorb energy from the universe at night and the energy from the resident badgers to activate the machine that renders humanity as callous as the inhabitants. And Nobita is the key to the final experiment. The three sages used the moon's energy to maximize the badge, brainwashed Nobita, started the machine, and asked him to turn Doraemon into a bug. Nobita lost all reason but didn't do it. So the sages forced Sonya to take this action and throw Doraemon, who has turned into the bug, out of Paradapia by themselves. Seeing Doraemon turned into a bug, Nobita woke up. The sages asked Shizuka, Jian, and Sunio to stop Nobita. But after a period of persuasion, the three friends gradually regained their senses and intellect, causing their badges to be broken. Dr. Ray then revealed his true colors. It turns out that the sages are robots controlled by him. Sonya was influenced by Doraemon and Nobita and decided to help them. Dr. Ray revealed that when he was a child, he was always laughed at like Nobita. So he had decided to create Paradapia to control people's minds through brainwashing. He moves Paradapia by travel through time over the town where Nobita they lived. To be going to brainwash this entire town. Finally failed under the obstruction of everyone. So he go out to destroy Paradapia, causing it would to crash in this town and escape before Marimba can catch him. Nobita's group immediately evacuated all residents to Zeppelin time airship to leave Paradapia. And then the airship descended on the mountain behind the school due to a lack of energy. And Sonya tries to use the shrink light shrink Paradapia to minimize the damage when it explodes. After the residents are safely evacuated, the group immediately sees another Zeppelin time airship landing on the mountain. Nobita realized they were back at the right time, which the day when they set out to search for Utopia and rushed to find Doraemon, who had turned into a blue bug, to bring him back to normal. Doraemon's group of friends supports Sonya to shrink Paradapia. But this is not possible. Nobita suddenly remembered the four-dimensional garbage bag that Doraemon used to remove some items that are no longer used. So the group decided to enlarge the garbage bag to accommodate Parapadia. Despite its successful deployment, an explosion caused by the garbage bag was still unavoidable. Sonya decided to drop all of Doraemon's bamboo pinwheels and then he single-handedly lifted the garbage bag containing Paradapia and exploded with it. Dr. Ray gets arrested by the Time Police after receiving a call from Marimba. A few days later, Marimba returned to find Doraemon's group. She announced that the Time Police had caught Ray and thanking them for letting Ray to be arrested for good before moving on for her another mission. And the residents of Paradapia were also resettled. Minutes later, Sonya's memory module fell from the sky in front of his group of friends. Doraemon goes to the 22nd century to have Sonya restored in a new body with the intact memory module, and returns with a newfound hope that the group will meet Sonya again someday.